Hello everybody, back again with another pickups video. So soon you say? Yes, didn't find a whole lot today. Normally stuff we'd hold back and do a pickups video a little bit later, but I found one thing that is rather odd, so I thought I'd go ahead and do a video because it's pretty fascinating. Went to another 50% off sale. This is a smaller one, it's a weekly sale. They do every single Wednesday at a thrift store nearby. So it's kind of hit or miss, and being every single week, there's not necessarily a lot of new stuff every time. So I found a few things for the store and a couple of things for us. First with the kids books, I always hit up the kids books. Amanda goes and she gets like a box sometimes if she gets really lucky. I just found a few. This time I found two different versions of the Sorcerer's Stone, the first Harry Potter book. They're two different covers that I've never seen before, so I decided to go ahead and pick those up for the store. They're in pretty much perfect condition, and it's again two covers that I've never seen before. I've never seen the cover, either one of these cover arts. So that was pretty interesting. We found one of the Banicula books. I believe we already have this one, so this will end up being for the store unless it's in better condition than ours. We'll see what happens. This will either be an upgrade or it'll be on the store. Another one of the Junie B. Jones books. And one of the Fear Street books, Marl Stein, Lights Out. Found a couple of movies here, one TV show and some movies. You don't really find a lot there typically. The CDs are usually trashed and a lot of junk. Same thing with the DVDs, but occasionally you do find one or two. I did find the complete first season of Scrubs, and Amanda was talking about this a while back, how she liked the first couple of seasons of Scrubs. I never saw very much of it, but the first season, so hopefully she will enjoy that. And I did get the Blu-ray of the first Hellboy. We have Hellboy 2 on Blu-ray. The first one we only have on DVD, so I wanted to finish off that set there with the Blu-ray. And now for the find of the day. The interesting thing here, this is one for my shelf of oddities. I do have just a kind of a small little collection of one or two examples of lots of really bizarre formats, video formats from throughout the world, and mostly just failed formats that I don't expect I'll ever have a player for. Stuff I'm still looking for, things like Cartridgevision, and a couple other oddballs like that, but things that aren't really, stuff I just want like a shelf somewhere with examples of all these really odd formats that came out over the years, because there's so many. Stuff like that Video Now, which I actually found a player for, but the Video Now discs and things like that. Here's another oddball that I've never ever come across before. In all the years I've been collecting, never seen one in person, found one, and I'm glad it's something that's not terrible, because whatever I found I was going to grab. But I found a MovieCD comedy performance for your PC, the Best of Saturday Night Live, hosted by Eddie Murphy. MovieCD. This was a pre-DVD video format coming out against things like Video CD. That was really its main competitor, and then same time obviously still Laserdisc and VHS and other things were going around, but definitely its main target was Video CD. This was a movie format that did not last very long, but had a pretty active collecting community. There's actually a decent number of titles, and there are people that do have a decent collection of these. They are movies that run on your PC, but only Windows 3.1 and Windows 95. That is what they're designed to play on, and apparently even in compatibility mode, it's very difficult to get these running. And I did see a video of someone who did have some of these running on a more modern computer. I don't think it was super modern though. I think it was like Windows XP or something. But he did state that it would make other software crash on the computer. So it's kind of like you almost have to have a Windows 95 computer, or have a computer that's newer you're willing to just use as a player for these, because a lot of other stuff might start crashing. And even on Windows 98, these will work, but they are apparently susceptible to crashing. I have not tried it myself, but from what I've read, some people have said that even in Windows 98, there can be a lot of issues. So it's really just designed for Windows 3.1 and Windows 95, and especially Windows 95. That's kind of what this is for. So very odd format. We have, open it up here, we have a couple different, this is all about the functions of how to use the disc on your PC. And we have a catalog here of different titles, and there's actually, as you can see, a decent number of movies on here. There are some kids films, a lot of action movies, a lot of comedy, surprisingly a decent number of anime titles. and of course the whole host of Playboy. I think like 7 or 8 at least Playboy offerings, because it's gone pretty much every format. And then the actual discs themselves. So one of those unique oddball formats that did not do very well, but does have apparently a decent collecting community. People that really like, I can see why, because they are nice kind of 90s style white plastic clamshells that like Disney would use, but it's obviously a slightly different size than those. It would look really cool to have a whole bunch like uniform on a shelf, but yeah, something that you need to have a Windows 95 computer to play, just for these. So an oddball format, I wanted to come on here, even though I didn't find a whole lot today, just to talk about that, because that is really cool and knocks another one of those weird formats off my list where I just want like an example so I can kind of talk about it and have fun with it, and just have that oddball shelf, that oddity shelf is something I really, really enjoy, finding these interesting things for. Again, Cartrovision's one that's like one of the holy grail ones, finding the 1 or 2 of those carts, a red and a black, a one that was purchasable and one that was a rental. And anything, Telefunken Ted, those things from Germany, some of those oddball things from around the world that I love to have, just that oddball shelf. This will be going on there. MovieCD, and again, I'm glad it's actually something that is of interest to me.